다자하오, 여러분, 안녕하세요. minasan, konnichiwa. Today is the 5th of January in the brand new year of 2025. And this is my 10th weekly update, right? So, happy 2025, right? This is my new surprise slide that I decided to add in this week's weekly update. And I was thinking about it. So my resolution this year, right, which are related to languages, would be to actually take some of the standardized examinations to figure out, well, not really to figure out, but to have a well, it's not really a benchmark, but to have a read on where am I in a sense that, you know, there is a test and a benchmark to compare myself to, right? So I've never taken the Chinese 汉语水平考试, right? So I actually have no idea where I would be on the spectrum, right? So I even, from my understanding, is that they added, HSK level 7, 8, 9, right? So the 1 to 6 was probably, or maybe it was too easy, right? So I don't know if the 1 to 6 got revised or whether they got changed with the new syllabus update. But I was recently speaking to my Chinese teacher about me possibly taking the HSK, and from what she said, my level is probably about HSK level 5. So she said if I took HSK level 4, I should have no problem passing, which, to be honest, I don't even know what passing means. Like, what does it, like, is HSK something that you pass or fail? Are there like grades and scores to it? So I'm not so sure. But anyway, she told me that I should probably do HSK 5 because 4 would be something that I can pass. But she also said that I could possibly try for HSK 6, right? Which a bit apprehensive about that, right? So I think my plan for Chinese would be for this year to try out the HSK 5, right? And see how terrible it was for me or how great it was. And then from there, I can figure out, okay, was HSK 5 too hard? Do I have to just do HSK 4? Should I try target and try to go for HSK 6, right? At the end of the year or maybe in 2026, right? So that's for Chinese, right? For Korean, actually, April is really soon, right? So I'm thinking of taking the topic 1, right? So if my recollection is correct, for the Korean topic test, you can either take topic 1 or topic 2. And topic 1 would cover levels 1 and 2, while topic 2 will cover level 3 to 6. So I actually took the topic 1 exam probably like 6 or 7 years ago. So I took the topic 1 exam many, many years ago when I was quite serious in my Korean learning at that point of time, right? So I recall I did do okay for topic 1 and I achieved the level 2 for Korean, right? So because I don't want to stress myself too much about Korean, right? And the next upcoming test is pretty soon. I'm thinking that I'm just going to register for topic 1. The examination is not too expensive. I think it's $100, right? So I'm going to register for this exam, topic 1, see how I do. And then if I do really well, I at least know that, okay, level topic 2 is my base. I should be really, looking for test myself at the higher levels of 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, I'm very sure I'm nowhere at 6, but I could at least know that okay, I have my foundation solid, that I can achieve topic 2. I should be looking at how I can improve my abilities to take it up to the next levels, right? For Japanese, I have never taken a JLPT. I have friends that have taken JLPT. From what I heard, N5, the exam for N5 is a joke. So I don't know if this is true or whether my friend's really good, but what my friend told me was that, okay, taking N5 and not taking anything at all, pretty much no difference because N5 is so easy. I was like, oh, really? So my friend suggested just straight taking N4 and because it's like the first real level that they actually start testing you on, your Japanese language proficiency, which, like I said, I don't know if my friend just happens to be gifted in Japanese or whether, it's difficult because I don't think my friend studies any other languages. So he only studies Japanese. He lives in Japan now. So, his view might be a bit biased, right? So I don't know how things are going. But my plan this year is that I'm going to aim to register and take the JLPT in July this year. And probably I'm going to just start with N5, right? Even though my friend says it's useless and it's stupid or what, I think that because I never really had any preparation or formal school. Well, I did go to a school for like a couple months, and then after that, due to COVID, they shut down. So, my Japanese official academic career is actually very short. So I don't know. We'll see. So how I plan to do to prepare myself for the JLPT M5 this year would be that I'm actually planning to start taking Japanese italki lessons. Right. So whoa. Right. So yeah. So that's my 2025 New Year resolutions with regards to languages. Right. So which is what this channel is about. I mean, I have other resolutions in my life, but just staying on topic. This is what I have, right? So back to our usual programming. Last week I had Chinese lessons, 2 italki lessons. So with my first teacher, 关你性格，你觉得你是什么性格的人？Okay, so it's like regarding your personality, what kind of person do you think you are, right? So it was a fun conversation. It's about like how do you portray yourself outwardly versus how do you find yourself, your own opinion of yourself, and what other people might think of you, and is there a 错觉, right? Is there a misunderstanding, I suppose, right? So we talked about things, right? An interesting word that I did learn today, well, not today, but during the lesson was 设置, right? So 设置 is setting, and my teacher was pointing this out that this is a very important word for me to learn because when you set up your handphone or anything, right, you need to know where's the 设置, right, to change the languages or any other settings that you have to do, right? So that was related to 认识, right, which is in a terrible way to explain this is like your personal setting, right? So what setting do you have for different groups of people that you meet, right? So related to that would be, since people have different 角色, so different roles in life, you might have to have different 认识, right? A different personal setting to assume the different roles that you are, right? So I was saying that sometimes I am 严肃, right? So I'm strict. Sometimes my personality is very 平和, very peaceful. So all this 人设 depends on your 角色, right? Okay, 色 and 设, okay. And another vocabulary is 不太舒适, right? So to be 舒适 is to be like comfortable and familiar with someone. 不舒适 is to be not comfortable and familiar with someone. But 不太舒适 is like this intermediate zone where you are familiar with someone, but you don't know how familiar you should be with someone, right? So it's it can be a bit of a awkward social situation, right? So this was one of the slides from my lesson with my teacher last week. And then for my second teacher, we have our free talk where she would just put in vocabulary that she thinks I should know, which I probably should know. So the first one is 条件, right? So it's like prerequisite or stipulations that have to be met. So it's like something that has to be done, right? So what are the conditions, right? Another word that I learned was 存款利率, right? So 存款, when you store money, then the interest rate, right? And then there's 年利率, so the annual interest rate. So all this is money related vocabulary. And then there is okay, what is deposit? So deposit is 他付了定金. So 定金 is a deposit, right? Yeah. Okay, so 定金, right? Also probably another important word, right? So then, okay, well, transaction in US dollars. So 美元交易, I think it's 交易, right? So yeah, 美元交易, right? And then after that there is 手续费, right? 手续费, so transaction fee, right? So I don't know, I guess it's like a handling fee, transaction fee. To be honest, for English and finance, there's so many similar words that you think sound the same, but technically, they have a different meaning, right? So I'm sure every language has this kind of, strange, well, I won't say strange, but specificness to certain vocabulary. But those vocabulary for the general layman may be good enough and interchangeable, but if you are within the industry, it would be a bit more technical, right? So this was some of the vocabulary that I talked to my Chinese teacher about. Useful in when you talk about money, right? So yes, I did 2 hours of italki lessons this week. I didn't do any Lingq for Chinese. It is my Lingq for my Chinese drama. I would say more doable than, unfortunately, my crazy idea of the Chinese visual novel, which I don't know, kind of feels. I feel very apprehensive to start because I feel like there's so much content and there's gonna be a lot of stopping and going as I continue with my Chinese visual novel, right? So anyway, last week, this is what I managed to do, right? I think I should have put this called last week's plan, right? So last week's plan, I did 1 hour of italki lessons. I finished my Pimsleur level 2 lesson 3, and Talk to Me in Korean had a new website migration, right? And I did 20 essential Korean phrases for beginners, right? So they have a new website migration. I'm on their subscription, right? So it's an annual subscription where I have access to all the courses. I should be pushing myself through all the courses and studying more and understanding more, but sometimes I get a bit lazy. But with this new migration, I'm now back into it, right? So hopefully I can keep this momentum going forward, right? So yeah, as mentioned, I did the 20 essential Korean phrases for beginners. Very easy stuff. 안녕하세요. 잘 먹어요. you know, 저기요. 미안해요. So 20 essential Korean phrases. Pretty easy stuff. I just listened to it while I was going about with my day, right? Another thing I did was I did the Talk to Me in Korean level test. So actually, the previous time I did the level test, I was level 4. I did it a few times, I was level 4. And this time, when I decided, okay, what the heck, let's just try the level test and see how where I sit, right? So I took the level test. It's not long. It's a pretty quick test, right? Maybe less than 5-10 minutes, and told me I'm level 5 of the Talk to Me in Korean curriculum, right? So that's quite encouraging for me, right? In terms of structurally, in a systematic way, how I'm doing the Talk to Me in Korean curriculum, I am probably actually only at level 3, right? I'm very slow. So I think what I should do, well, talk about that in the next plan, right? So I did watch my anime. I did do Pimsleur lesson 1, level 24. Level 1, lesson 24, right? I didn't do my video about my different levels in Chinese, Japanese, Korean, but as a consolation, I did write my 2025 language resolutions. So yes, right? So now this week's plan, right? So 2 hours of italki lessons. I will try to do Link Q for the Chinese drama that I'm watching. I will do 1 hour of an italki lesson. I'll do Pimsleur level 2, lesson 4, right? And I'm going to review Talk to Me in Korean 30 essential Korean adjectives for beginners, right? Since I'm a beginner, I suppose, right? So my sense so far of my Korean is that one of the things that's holding me back is vocabulary. So not just vocabulary for like nouns, like not just things, right? So I'm missing a lot of my word bank is too small. I need to know more adjectives. I need to know more verbs. I need to know a lot more verbs and a lot more adjectives, I think, right? And I also should increase my nouns that I know, right? So I feel that in Korean, I'm not particularly lacking the basic grammar to make sentences, right? And I actually can make a fair number of sentences. What I am lacking is the ability to make more, to cover more things that I can say, because I lack the adjectives, verbs, and nouns required for me to make those statements, right? But the kind of sentences that I'm using are not complicated. They're basic sentences, like A is B, that is A. It's like it's really not too complicated stuff, right? But yeah, I feel that I should review and try to add a bit more vocabulary to my word database that I have, right? Probably after reviewing these adjectives, I think what I want to do is that I just want to power through all the main talk to me in Korean level lessons. So like I don't think I need to do level 1, right? So I could probably look at level 1 and go through all the different grammar points and maybe specific. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll do that. So what I'll do is probably just look at the talk to me in Korean level 1 and probably level 2. Zoom in. Okay, well, yeah, zoom in on any grammar points that I feel I need a revision on, and just tick through and just go look it over and say, yes, I know this grammar point. I don't need to have a revision. I know this grammar point. I know this grammar point, and basically I should look through the entire level 1 and level 2 of the talk to me in Korean syllabus and just get that over with. And then I should proceed on to level 3 and level 4. And I should move up my grammar ability, right? So that I can make more complicated sentences, more advanced sentences, right? So probably I'm gonna try to do that, right? Japanese this week. So continue my anime. I'll do Pimsleur level 1 lesson 25, and a secret thing that I didn't put, right, and I just thought about it, was that I probably am going to look for a Japanese italki teacher that would be able to help me take the JLPT N5, right? Whether specifically to train for the JLPT N5 or just generically to now just have an hour of forced conversation and forced listening into my weekly curriculum, I think that'll be good. So yeah, that's the plan for Japanese. And outside of the specific languages, outside of the studying, will be make a video in English about the different levels of my Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. I feel that is a bit difficult, right? Because I don't really have a very good benchmark to say where I am, right? But maybe people will enjoy listening to me ramble on about where I am, how I got here, the struggles I'm facing, and what I'm trying to do to improve, right? So I don't know. I guess it sounds a bit interesting, but we'll see, right? And we'll also to make a schedule of the test registration dates and also the exam dates. So I have to make sure that I figure out when's the window to register for the exams, right? For the tests, I have to register for them, pay the fees, and then I also have to make sure that the dates of those exams don't clash with each other and are dates that I can actually make it to the exam, right? So, yep, that's my plan for this week, right? So, yeah, that's the end of the 10th weekly update. It's 2025, so I'm a bit excited about how this will go. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.